The families of two soldiers who died in the earliest days of the Iraq War took their cases to the Supreme Court today, the next stage of a long battle for the right to sue the Ministry of Defence over the deaths.
Corporal Stephen Allbutt was killed by friendly fire in 2003. Private Philip Hewett died when his Land Rover was hit by a roadside bomb. Callum Watkinson reports.
It's 7 years since Private Philip Hewett from Tamworth died in Iraq. Since then, his mother has fought a battle for the right to sue the MOD. She says that in using poorly armoured snatch Land Rovers, they were negligent, and in being negligent, they breached her son's human rights.
It's very much like Groundhog Day because it's so repetitive, but thankfully the judges are, each time, digging a bit deeper and going a bit further.
She was at the Supreme Court today to appeal because in October the High Court ruled Philip's human rights had not been compromised.
I can't understand how an Iraqi who gets killed by a soldier has got human rights, but a soldier who does the killing has got none, or who dies whilst on patrol. It doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Corporal Stephen Allbutt, also from Staffordshire, was killed by friendly fire in the earliest days of the Iraq War. An inquest and a High Court action have already ruled the MOD failed in its duty of care because his tank was not fitted with equipment that might have saved him. This week, the MOD will also appeal against that ruling. Corporal Allbutt's widow will be watching as her fight for justice approaches the 10-year mark.
We're not talking about massive pieces of equipment, we're talking about lower-level equipment and obviously, better training and, that the coroner came out with that there was, gross and severe failings and equipment failings and things like that. And obviously the Lords themselves came out and said that the MOD's argument was fatally flawed.
So in your view, even in war, the MOD has a duty of care towards people like your husband?
Oh, most definitely, in everyday life, our employers and have a duty of care to all their employees, so what makes the MOD any different?
It's a complex case, but that simple question is at its heart. The Supreme Court will hear 4 days of argument and reserve judgment until later in the year. Callum Watkinson, ITV News.